Since most African countries got independence, there has never been a discussion about reparations or anything, or all the damages that were done during colonialism. And it's the first time the AU has taken up that subject to discuss reparations. And girls and young women in Africa have to be a big part of the conversation on reparations.
It's about deconstructing, it's about tearing down those colonial words that we have been used to hearing every single day. That is what reparations means to me. It's about you righting those wrongs that you did several years ago.
Pour moi, je dirais que la réparation, c'est l'ensemble des morales que nous pouvons donner aux jeunes filles qui ont été victimes et réparer leur morale, donner des solutions à des problèmes qu'ils ont y à trouver. Le problème, ce n'est pas seulement parler des réparations, mais aussi faire la suivi.
When I hear about reparations, what comes to my mind is settling debts. Like we see where minerals are being exploited from, the countries that are producing them, they are not benefiting that much from whatever they're producing. So that is debt that the colonizers are owning us.
To address reparations, we have to go back to our history. We have to go back to the years, the 1,000 years of colonization in this continent that has robbed many of us many years later. And so reparations, we're saying in this space that reparations, yes, we are reclaiming, but also we are reclaiming our dignity. We are reclaiming accountability. African girls and young women, we are here in all our diversity, and we're saying, yes, there's an opportunity because our dignity really counts.
Et quand on parle de réparation, il faut qu'on aille au fond des choses, apprendre qui on est, essayer de déconstruire cela, retrouver nos histoires perdues, notre culture perdue, notre richesse, et également s'inspirer de cela pour pouvoir aller de l'avant. Et aussi mettre des mécanismes en place en fait, pour récupérer ce qu'on a perdu, ce qui nous a été volé.
For me, reparation just means us being paid back for the injustices then, but also the injustices now. And us being part of the conversations around reparations. We don't want this to be conversations in closed boardrooms where the heads of state make decisions for us, but for us to be part of these discussions and see what does reparation look like for all people, and especially for girls and young women of Africa.
The greatest barrier is the invisibilization of African girls and young women by design. It is being able to say there are spaces, there are platforms that are making discussions and decision making where girls and young women are missing. That's an injustice. And being present is not just being present in the opening, and it's in the contributions of the solutions, because they're living it. They're living it in their communities. They got the solution. So it's listening to the girls and young women, because they are here analyzing and they come up with recommendations and solutions. So it's listening them, but not just listening them. It's listening and following it up with the requisite resources.
The co-creation of the 5th African Girls and Young Women Festival is something that has never been done before. We have had a full program created by the girls and young women of Africa. They have had an understanding of the concept. They sat down, they came up with subjects that they needed to discuss. They came up with side events and breakout rooms where they felt certain issues needed to be discussed, and centering themselves in the theme of the year is something that has never been done before. Girls from Morocco in the same groups as girls from South Africa, Rwanda, and what have you, and they just came together and created magic. That for me is a message that we are suffering the same effects, just divided by the borders, and bringing them together to speak in one voice has just been magic.
Shadows of the past, echoes of injustice, blood-soaked soil, stolen heritage, and scars that run deep. The weight of generations became the price of progress. I see ships on the horizon carrying our hope, machines that never remember the screams even if we try to forget. Stolen, seized, plundered, the past is not a distant memory, it breathes the air that we breathe. Colonial forces inflicting violences, they came with their flags and guns, claiming what's not theirs to take.
One thing She Leads has helped me is actually being the person that I am right now. And this is where I was able to understand intersectionality and how we can actually be able to not leave any girl or young woman behind. And that was through going through different capacity building and advocacy training. And this is why I'm here, and I'm an advocate in Rwanda who is passionate about girls and young women with compounded vulnerabilities.
When I was growing up, I used to be teased by boys because I had a big forehead. So now I can wear my hair, showing my big forehead and telling myself I am beautiful, I'm capable, I matter, I can do it.
The She Leads program helped me build my depth, my understanding of the core feminist issues, feminist core ethics and praxis, and how I can be able to live it every day. I was able to get an identity, and it has done that for all the other girls and young women. We are able to not just show up in spaces, but even in our own individual lives, we are able to stand true to the feminist principles. We are able to build other sisters who are able to also ground themselves, ground their work, and even beyond the movement, participate in other conversations that are affecting everyone across the region. Of course, I demand that girls and young women are at the center of everything.
I think She Lead helped me a lot to advocate for girls. Since I came 2 years ago, then I see like it helped me to improve my ability and also how I lead the girls. So I become very strong, like a strong lady for now.
Programs like She Leads and I Speak for Myself, actually they are there to empower the girls, because the impact that She Leads has brought to mostly the girls in the informal settlements has been such a stride. It's like it has been an advantage, because through it, many girls have been reached, and through just the word She Leads, it has been able to empower more girls to get into leadership spaces. And I Speak for Myself has given the girls the voices to make choices concerning their bodily autonomy.
With what FEMNET is doing, for instance, it's only when you come together in the room with other young women and girls that you realize that you are not the only one who is working on, certain issues, for instance, SRHR, but there are other young women and girls who are sharing this passion with you and who are moving with you. And it just tells you that you are not alone, and, gives you that reassurance that, the fight is worth it.
The movement that is and that has been brought together by the She Leads program has meant that girls and young women across the region relate to what they're going through, and they stand in solidarity with each other, and they push each other, they encourage each other. And it has been an amazing time to see the continent come together through this particular program.
Providing a platform like this one for young girls, young African women to come together, collectively build solidarity in a space where we feel safe, but also bringing it down to our context is really important. And I think that's one of the things that have been quite impactful.
I think about social justice, and I think everyone has to have the same opportunity in life, and African has to make this eight side, all the heritage we had has disadvantages, and we need to move forward to change our continent.
When you say you're going to reparate someone, please do it. Do it like that thing is happening to you. Do it like that injustice is happening to you. Do it like your life depends on it, so that we don't have to talk about reparations year in, year out.
We are diverse, and we need to be seen in all our diversities and respected. Our thoughts and opinions matter beyond just, us just being girls. There's more you can bring more than just, being young women and girls that, can just be flower girls. There's a lot more that lies within the potential of girls and young women in our glorious diversities.
For every African girl and young woman, speak your truth. Your voice is powerful. Use your voice. Make sure that nobody mutes you, nobody silences you. Be in spaces where decision making is being made. Whether it is that in your country, whether it's at the AU, whether it's at the UN. Be in that space and use your voice. But tap into your collective power.
Girls and young women attending the 5th African Girls and Young Women Festival should go home knowing that they have a sisterhood. They should go home bolder, lighter in their hearts. They should go into their communities to thrive and to create movements of girls and young women who boldly speak up for the things that they believe in. If it's their bodies, if it's their land, if it's their resources, they should make demands of those things that rightfully belong to them and be unapologetic in their demands. And I'm sure in the coming year, we're going to have girls and young women coming out to have these conversations of reparation in a very bold way because they know it's their right.